Yes, sir.
All right, so thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take our next witness, Mr. Ryan.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, at this time, the defense calls the defendant called Wimpey Jr. Stand.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
See?
So, can you state your full name for the record, sir?
Carl Wayne Wimpey Jr.
How old are you, sir?
I'm 37.
I want to get right to it. I want to get you back to the date of January 30th of 2018. Do you remember that day, sir?
Yes, I do, sir.
Tell me about how your day, how'd your day go that particular morning when you woke up. Explain to me, please, sir. What did you do that day?
When I woke up, I got up, showered. It's probably about 7:30. Went to work, and I work at Iron Creek Marina in LaSalle, Michigan. I went to work. We were doing an upholstery job, I believe, on a boat. Did that till about 4 o'clock. Stopped at the grocery store on the way home, grabbed a few things that I needed, went home,
Okay.
showered. I showered again after work, and then I drove to my buddy's house, and we went to Larson's in Monroe, Michigan for dinner.
Yeah, what's Larson's, sir?
It's a bar restaurant in Monroe.
Okay. And what did you do there, sir?
We went there and we ate dinner.
Did there come a time where you got together with a Mr. Cal Mossad and a Ms. Warford?
Yes, he texted me. And asked me if I wanted to go have a drink with him. I told him where I was, and he said he'd come up there and meet me. He came up there and picked me up, and we left.
Okay. When he picked you up, so where were you? Did he pick you up a day a passenger with him?
Yes.
And who was that?
Miss Whitford.
Okay. Is that the lady you seen here testify on the stand the other day?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know Miss Whitford outside of that one time that you,
No.
outside of that time that you were picked up?
No.
You've never met her before, you know?
No.
You never talked to her before?
No.
They picked you up. Where did you sit in the vehicle? What kind of vehicle did they pick you up with?
It's a Dodge Ram. It's a bigger truck. I was in the back seat behind Miss Whitford.
Okay. What color was the truck?
White.
White. Okay. And they picked you up.
Yes.
Okay. And you sat in the back of the vehicle.
Yes.
Okay. And you ended up going where?
We went to Brew House. They said they were going to Brew House, and I went with them.
Okay. So you just followed along.
Yes.
Okay. And when you went to Brew House, sir, were you intoxicated with the time that you went to Brew House?
No. I probably had 2, maybe 3 beers at Larson's before I went. With dinner, that was over a couple hours.
Okay. And was there any particular reason Brew House was chosen, if you know?
No, they were going there. That's where they said they were going.
Okay.
And I said, sure, because it was back towards my house anyway, so I said, sure, that's fine.
Okay. When you got to Brew House, did you hear anything from Ms. Workford? Did Ms. Workford inform you anything about possibly who will be there or anything of that nature, sir?
No.
So for all intents and purposes, you're just picked up by a friend to just go have a drink?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're going to start playing some video, and I want you to describe what was going on in that video, sir, and in your mindset as to what you perceived at that particular moment. Okay?
Yes.
And Judge, this is a video that's already been admitted into evidence on the prosecution, Your Honor. And it's basically the surveillance video of Brew House that evening. Your Honor, if we may turn down the lights, please, Judge.
No problem.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, is that Ms. Woodford walking in, sir?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And you're still not inside the bar at this particular time?
No, I haven't entered yet.
Is that you, sir, there entering, right there?
Yes, it is. Are you trying to do the... Battery might have died. Sorry, I'm gonna get back to that, I apologize.
This is my luck. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and, is that you walking out of the bar at 7:04 p.m.? Gonna take it back to the
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Let's go to number 5. Now, Mr. Wimpey, you've seen these, this video footage before, correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is the moment that you walked to the restroom, came back to your chair at the bar?
Yes.
Now, at this particular stage, there is Mr. Arthur Richter, correct?
Yes.
That's you right there? Stop it right there,
Yes.
please. Who's this individual?
That's Khalil Masad.
Okay. And who's the lady sitting next to him?
That's Miss Woodford.
Okay.
Miss Woodford.
Woodford. Okay. And who's this individual sitting next to Mr. Arthur Richter?
That's Derek.
And who's this gentleman right here with the hat?
That's Mr. Baxter.
Go ahead. Now, I see you right there. You're looking over to the right. Did you hear anything at that particular moment?
I heard him comment a couple times, "Fuck these motherfuckers" next to me.
That's what you heard?
Yes, I heard him a couple times say it.
Okay. Now, you're still standing right there, right?
Yes.
At this stage right now, stop right there. Did you hear anything right there at this particular moment?
That's when I'm hearing him say it. I kind of turned my body because I heard it. I heard him say it a couple times, and then I just I wanted to turn so I can at least see what was going on behind me because I could hear it. And there was only a couple people in the bar.
Okay. Okay. What about there? You see him making some kind of comments towards you. Was that, what was he saying about that moment?
I'm guessing that's the moment when, because there's no audio, I'm guessing that's the moment when I heard him say that, and then when he finally made eye contact with me, I asked him what.
You said what?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Please stop it. I see you leaning over to the right. What were you doing then?
That was, so I could hear what he was saying. He basically said, something around the lines is, I wasn't talking to you, motherfucker, or something like that.
Okay. Okay, stop it. Now, I see you leaning over, your hands out, and what were you saying at that time?
I told him, I said, okay, I thought you were talking to me.
Okay. Good. You see Ms. Warforth now come in the middle there?
Yes.
Go. And let's back over, please. No. So about the same time, right here, that Ms. Warforth starts walking over to here. Go ahead. We see Mr. Vesquez getting off his seat, correct?
Yes.
He starts walking over to your space, your area right there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Then we see Mr. Sharp stand up, correct?
Yes.
Walk into your space, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And now what was the, if you remember, what was the exchange that was going on at that time?
I mean, I don't remember the exact words. He's cussing, fuck you. I don't remember the exact words. At this point, I'm just kind of focused on that 3 people around me.
When you say 3 people, there's Mr. Arthur Richter right there.
Yes.
There's Mr. Vesquez right there.
Yes.
There's Mr. Sharp right there.
Yes.
That's you right there, correct?
Yes.
Did you know Mr. Vesquez before this evening?
No, I did not.
Do you know Mr. Arthur Richter before this evening?
No, I did not.
Do you know Mr. Sharp before this evening?
No.
Okay. Does Mr. Vesquez seem to have his hands in his pocket at that time?
Yes, yes.
And Mr. Sharp is wearing a jacket, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, go ahead. Okay. Now, you see Mr. Richter walk away, correct?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead. And what does he pick up in his hand right there, sir?
A stick, a pool stick.
All right. Does it seem like he's waving a little bit around?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Now, stop it right there. Before that moment, Mr. Wimpey, did you touch Mr. Richter?
No.
Did you push him?
No, I didn't.
Did you punch him?
No, I didn't.
Did you use any kind of signal of using a weapon or anything of a nature?
No.
So here he is holding that pool stick, correct?
Yes.
You're still standing there, right?
Yep.
Go back a little bit. Okay. Now I see, let's go back, okay. He comes up, right? Somebody is holding from behind, Mr. Sharp,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
Okay, your foot position is right there, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. He comes up closer to you, right?
Yes.
So you take a couple steps back, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now Ms. Whitforth comes and takes the pool stick out of his head, correct?
Yes, in the video.
Okay. Now at that time, right there, stop it. It seems like he has a couple people on him, correct?
Right.
All right. And does it appear to you that he's being restrained at that time?
Yeah, so he's very, very aggravated. He's mad. They're trying to calm him down along with me. That's why I have my hands out. I'm basically showing him that I'm not trying to be a threat. I'm trying to talk to him and diffuse the situation.
Okay. And go ahead, please. So now they're still kind of holding him, one individual, 2 individuals. And now it seems as if they let him go right there, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When they let him go ahead, play. Now, let's rewind it, please. Mr. Wimpey, as soon as the individual looks... Okay, let's play it. Right. Right there. Okay. Play it again. Right there, where he starts cut, does he come in your space even more so right there?
Yes, now they've let him go.
Okay, go ahead. Now right there, did he do any contact? And did he touch you in any way?
Yes, he chest bumped me.
He chest bumped?
He just kind of ran into me.
Okay. What was, stop right there. When he chest bumped you, what was going through your mindset at that time, Mr. Wimpey?
Well, I mean, he was very aggravated. He was really mad. I mean, at that point.
Well, let's stop there. Do you know why he was really mad by any chance? Was there any reason that you...
No, I really don't.
So you have this individual that you've never met before, and he's just really upset with you.
Yes.
And you had no idea why.
No.
Did that give you concern?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
And you indicated that he then chest bumped you.
Yes. Ran into you. Kind of just got so close he made contact. Yes.
Okay. What was going through your mindset, sir, at that time when he made contact with you?
I mean, honestly, I mean, you got a guy half my size. You got a guy half my size. He got an arm in a sling. I don't know his intentions. I mean, he's already grabbed a weapon, and I can see the anger in him. At that point, I'm worried about myself.
You're worried of yourself about?
Well, I'm worried about protecting myself.
Okay. So, and let's go back. Stop. Okay, right there. Do you know? Again, you indicated you don't know this individual, right?
Yes.
Does this individual grab you? You see
Yes,
his
he
hand
does.
right there?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Did you ask him to grab you?
No, I did not.
What was going through your mindset about that individual?
I'm trying to focus on Mr. Richter. I just feel someone else grabbed me. I feel like I'm trying to be tackled. I know there was 3 of them to begin with. That come to me. So in my head, now I'm thinking, now another person is attacking me from behind while I was focused on Mr. Richter.
Okay. And what, if anything, did you think at that moment, if another person was with you?
I just assumed that there was another person involved. That I was trying to be tackled, which I didn't want to be tackled.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay, right there. Did you push him to the floor when he touched you?
Yes. Yes. And then I went right back to where Mr. Richter is.
And you pushed him. It was just kind of a push, right?
Yeah, I just kind of pushed him off me, yes.
Okay. Let's back down, please. Right after you pushed him, okay, does he walk away from you?
No, he just, when he got back to his feet, he was right there.
Okay. And I see you now in this position right here. What were you doing at that particular moment? What was going through your mindset at that moment?
I mean, I was just thinking of how I'm just trying to protect myself. At that moment, I'm trying to analyze what's going on around me.
Okay. Go ahead, please. And you see some hand movements by this individual, Mr. Vasquez, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you feel that Mr. Vasquez was a threat to you at that particular moment?
Yes, I did, because I felt like he tried to tackle me or grab me. He grabbed me from behind. I don't know what his intentions were.
Did you feel at that time he was from the so-called other side?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Go ahead, let's play that. Now, let's back up. Right after he falls. Okay, right. So, play. Okay. Now, right there, stop. This gentleman, this is Mr. Sharp, right?
Yes,
You look at him, right?
yes,
You see his hands kind of up, right?
yes.
Did you punch him?
No, I did not, because he was indicating that he wasn't trying to fight. He put up his hands in the motion and was telling me like to calm down, that he wasn't trying to fight.
No, he was one of the three guys kind of that approached you at the bar seat, right?
Yes,
Again, you didn't know who this person is, correct?
no,
You didn't know if he was the best friends of Mr. Richter, right?
yes.
Okay, go ahead. All right. Now, let's back there. Now you're standing there, right? I'm sorry, back a little bit, Mr. Savage. Okay, let's back in. Okay, so now you are right there, play it. You're standing, you back up a little bit, correct?
Yes,
You're standing in your vicinity. Is there any one of the individuals in your vicinity on that side right there?
no,
Okay, you're by yourself,
yes,
right?
yes.
All right. And, go ahead, play it. Hold on, stop it. Did you run over to Mr. Richter in that scene right there?
No, but I did see that he had another pool stick.
Okay. Did you, at any time, come up to Mr. Vespas at that particular moment?
No.
Again?
No.
Okay. Did you run across the bar at that time?
No,
You're still standing in that vicinity, right?
yes.
Okay. What was going through your mindset at that time while you're standing there?
I was trying to put as much distance as I could between me and the three or two individuals that had touched me at this point.
Play. Now, who comes up to you from all the way from over there? This gentleman?
Yes,
That's Mr. Richter, correct?
yes,
Okay. I see your hands out right there, right?
yep.
What were you saying?
I'm trying to talk to him, but I also told him that if, I basically had my hands out. I'm still trying to talk to him. I'm still trying to calm him down. And he's threatening.
Was it calling you profanity names at that time?
I can't recall exactly what he was saying, but he is still threatening.
He's still coming up to you?
Yes,
You have your hands out.
yes.
Okay, and at one time you tell him as if you're suggesting something. What were you suggesting?
I'm pointing at his arm and stuff.
What were you telling him about his arm?
I'm telling him, like, your arm is in a sling. Like, what are you? I'm trying to diffuse him. I'm trying to talk him down.
Good. He keeps coming closer to you?
Yes,
Again, wait, now Mr. Sharp right there, he comes right up to you, right?
yes.
Does he come in an aggressive fashion towards you?
No, at first when he come at me, I kind of took a step back to kind of square to him, and then I realized he isn't coming in an aggressive manner, so I let him approach me, and because he's trying to talk to me.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, hold on. This is Miss Warforth, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking.
This is Miss
I was looking at the screen. Yes, that's Miss Wood.
Okay. She, it looks like she's leaving, correct?
Yes.
Now you're over
Which I
there.
wasn't aware of at the time. I did not know.
Now that you see the video.
Yeah, now that once I seen the video, I noticed she left, but at the time I did not realize she left.
Okay. So you're still standing over here, right?
Yes,
Okay. Here's Mr. Vasquez, correct?
yes,
Here's Mr. Sharp, correct?
yes,
Again, you're not running over to Mr. Vasquez or running over to Mr. Sharp or running over to Mr. Richter, correct? Play this. And there's Cal right there, just kind of standing there, right? So you walk back up to the bar?
yes.
Okay.
What was that?
Well, stop it.
I'm sorry, yes, I walked back with the bar. It was after Mr. Vasquez did one of these to me, as if he wasn't, like he was done, that he didn't want,
Okay.
And then I felt a little safer with him, so I kept my eye on Mr. Richter as I walked back to the bar, yes.
Okay. At that moment, did you feel that there's still possibly a threat, or did you think, hey, this is kind of done and,
Oh no, there's still a threat. I mean, I've already seen two pool sticks grabbed. Definitely still a threat. He's still mad, he's still yelling,
Okay.
definitely still a threat.
You looked in his eyes, Dr. Mr. Wimpey?
Oh, yes, he was,
Was he furious?
oh, yes, he was furious.
And again, you didn't know why he was furious at it.
No.
But, see him there, he's still talking to you right there? Still yelling at you?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go. What does he grab right there?
A beer bottle.
What was that?
A beer bottle.
All right. And I can see your hands out right there. What were you telling him at that time? When he grabbed the beer bottle, he's approaching again. He was right there. Now he's approaching your space right there, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What were you telling him at that time?
I'm questioning what he's doing with the beer bottle.
Go ahead, please. Now, let's back that up a little bit, please. And this is Mr. Vasquez, right?
I'm sorry, can you,
I'm
I
sorry.
was looking at the screen.
That's the Mr. Vasquez,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And you come to learn that there's a relationship between Mr. Vasquez and Richter?
At this point, no.
At that point you did, but you...
Well, I knew they were together.
Okay. But you've come to learn that there's a relationship
Now,
between the
yes,
two?
yes.
I apologize, just one
I'm so sorry.
Please, thank you.
I'm sorry.
You have come to realize.
Okay. Do you know the relationship between Mr. Richter and Mr. Vasquez? Now,
Yes.
Okay, what was it? Do you know?
It's his nephew.
You're right back at it. She just asked you to answer one at a time. So just wait till he finishes the question and maybe break your questions up a little bit more instead of such long drawn out questions. Go ahead.
What was the relationship that you're going to find out now?
Mr. Richter was his nephew.
So that's the uncle right there, that's the nephew right there, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now right there, we see that he has a beer bottle in his hand. He just grabbed it off the bar. Mr. Vasquez is right there. Mr. Sharp is right there. You're right there. Do you see Mr. Vasquez at all try to grab his nephew or grab the beer bottle out of his nephew's hand?
No.
Go ahead. Let's back to that. Let's back it. Back one person. What was going through your mindset, Mr. Wimpey, when you grabbed that beer bottle?
That I could be hit with it, or even hit and then possibly stabbed if it broke, or anything could happen with it.
Did you feel that you could be injured substantially with that?
Yes.
Good. Does he swing it at you?
Yes.
Right there? Okay. And you do kind of a break to, what was that? What was the purpose of that?
I did a kick to his leg to kind of catch him off balance because I didn't want to get hit with the beer bottle.
Go ahead. And right there, you're moving to hit Mr. Richter?
Yes.
And what was the purpose of that?
To eliminate the threat of being hit with a beer bottle or anything else.
Okay. Now, what's wrong with it? Let's go. Now, we see his uncle's right there, Mr. Vasquez, right?
Yes.
Now Mr. Vasquez grabs his hand like in a beer, his hand's out, correct? Mr.
Yes.
Vasquez does? Okay. Go ahead, hold it. Now, he grabs you right there, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you tell him to grab you?
No, I did not.
What was going through your mindset at that time when Mr. Vasquez, an individual you just met, is grabbing you?
I just feel like someone's jumping on my back.
You move your hand right there? What was that purpose for?
To try to grab his arm or hand.
To try to move him off of you?
Yes.
Okay. And then Mr. Is this Cal Mossad?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. He throws him down, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's rewind that a little bit. What does he grab him and move to throw him down at? If you could see. He comes in, let's inspect it just a second.
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Where does Mr. Mossad grab Mr. Vasquez? If you could tell us, right there.
I mean, it looks like he grabs him from his shoulders.
Let's go back. Does it appear that he grabbed him right there?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yes, on his arm, yes.
And does he throw him down to the ground?
Yes.
Okay. And right there, does it look like he hits the right side of his head?
Yes, it does.
And he also grabs Richter and throws him down, correct?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Vasquez now is getting off the ground, right? We see Mr. Sharp, right?
Yes.
What does Mr. Vasquez do?
He comes towards me.
Comes towards you again, after he's been just thrown to the ground.
Yes.
Now, right there, son, Mr. Vasquez is thrown again to the ground, correct?
Yes.
Right then. Just there. Yes. Now, while Mr. Vasquez was on the ground, did you, any way, shape, or form, try to hit him while he's still down on the ground?
No.
When he was on the ground over by the one area over there, did you try to hit him when he was on the ground?
No, I did not.
At this point, what's going on here right now? You see Mr. Cal right there and yourself. What's going on at this stage?
The barmaid was yelling to leave. Yes.
Would you obey the barmaid's request?
Yes.
That's when you were exiting to leave?
Yes.
Did you even finish your drink right there?
No.
See, you threw a bottle at Mr. Richter, right?
Yes.
Why'd you do that?
Out of frustration.
You were just looking to have a good night that time, kind of mess things up?
Just see, because it just kept continuing. It was just a frustrated thing.
All right. So you, this time you exited the bar at this stage?
Yes.
Everything seems like it's kind of okay? I mean, you don't see anyone going crazy right now at this stage? You see Mr. Richter, stop. You see Mr. Richter, right? What's he have in his hands?
A couple beer bottles.
Do you consider that to be a weapon in your opinion, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see Mr. Vasquez, that he's trying to grab the two bottles from the hand of Mr. Richter? Do you try to hold them back by any chance?
No.
Let's go over to... Is this the moment where you were leaving, sir, you and Mr. Cal?
Yes.
Stop it. Okay. Were you running in that picture right there?
No, I was not.
Did it seem like you were leaving in an urgency of some sort?
No.
You were just leaving the premises, correct?
Yes.
Right there, sir. Is that Mr. Richter again?
Yes, it is.
This is after you... After you attempted to leave the bar, correct?
Correct.
Go ahead. And he swings the bottle at the vehicle?
Yes.
And he swings another bottle at the vehicle?
Yes.
Were you inside that vehicle at that time?
I believe I was.
Okay. Now, when you went back into the vehicle, Mr. Wimpey, do you remember what part of the vehicle you were going back to, or where were you going to be seated at?
The passenger side back seat, where I was on the way there.
Now, where was Miss Whitford at that time?
She was in the passenger seat.
She was in the vehicle as well at that time?
Yes.
And Mr. Kalamazoo was driving?
Yes. And I'm not sure if I was in the vehicle yet. I may have been getting into the vehicle.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I was in the vehicle at this point.
Let's go ahead and play that again. Now, it seems as if you stopped right here. Did you stop right there? Let's back up.
Yes, I did.
Go and play it. You stop right there. You see Mr. Masad running for the door, correct?
Yes.
What was going on in your mindset at that time?
Well, I stopped because he ran back inside. At that point it was, he ran back inside, so I stopped.
During this entire event, up to that moment, did you still feel that you were threatened somehow?
Yes. Yes.
Is that because Mr. Richter came out threw some beer bottles at you?
Yes.
So you do a pause, then what happens after that?
Khalil gets the door open and goes back in, and I follow.
Okay. Let's go over. Now this is a different, again, this is, okay, this is again the Brewers Bar, correct?
Yes.
Okay, this is a different angle, the camera 5, correct?
Yes, it is.
Let's go. Start with it. Now, let's go. Okay, is that the vehicle right there pulling up, Mr. Mossad and yourself and Ms. Warford?
Yes, it is.
You can see Ms. Warford there.
Yes.
She walks in the bar.
Yes.
She's approaching now Mr. Richter, correct?
Yes.
At that moment right there, you see where she goes to give him a hug?
Yes, I did.
He backs off a little bit? You're still not inside the bar, right? You're not even in the window of the bar, correct?
No, I'm not.
So you didn't see when he kind of just went off and backed off and just tried to give him a hug, correct?
No, I didn't.
Let's move forward. This is probably Is that Mr. Richter right there, sir? Where's he going right there? Okay.
He's heading to Bear Pool Store.
Got the pool stick in his hand right there?
Yes.
Look like he's swinging it right there?
I'm sorry.
Does it look like he's swinging it right there?
Yes.
Let's move forward. Is that you right there, sir?
Yes, it is.
You're leaving the bar?
Yes.
And this is the point where Mr. Richter grabs the 2 beer bottles and follows you guys outside?
Yes.
There's some punches thrown over there.
Yes.
Do you know who threw those punches right there?
It looked like there was, the punches, it looked like Mr. Vasquez threw the punch.
So this is back in the bar right now? When you came back in?
Yes.
Now, this is your right hand, is that you right there?
Yes, that's me.
This is Mr. Vasquez?
Yes.
Go ahead. Is that, you use your left hand? Throw a punch at Mr. Vasquez?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell the jury you're right-handed or left-handed, sir?
I'm right here.
Go ahead, play. What was that kick? Who was that kick on?
It was Mr. Richter.
Did you kick Mr. Vasquez when he was down?
No, I didn't.
Did you chase Mr. Richter out to the back of the bar there?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Is that the second time you were leaving the bar, Mr. Wimpey?
Yes, it was.
Back up. Does it seem like you're running right there?
No, we weren't running.
Actually, you stopped right there, correct?
Yes, I did.
You were just walking away, going back to the car for the second time?
Yes.
At that moment, sir, this is when you threw that one left punch. Do you know at that particular moment whether Mr. Vasquez had gotten back up or not?
No, I did not. I knew he fell down. That's it.
Did you know at that time whether you knocked him unconscious or not?
No, I didn't.
At that time, were you still concerned that there was still a threat at that particular moment, even when you were walking out the bar?
Absolutely, yes.
Again, this is Mr. Arthur Richter again, correct?
Yes.
With another bottle, right?
Yes.
Different than the bottles he threw in the before, correct?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Different than the bottles he threw before, correct?
Yes.
No. Go ahead. That's for the 13. Yes. That's you again walking out, it's a backside video.
Yes.
If he turns his headlights on right there, Mr., is that Cal?
Yeah, Mr. Vasquez.
Again, did you get back in the back seat again?
Yes.
Now you started back up, right?
Yes.
Now right there, seems as if does the truck kind of stop right there when they see Mr. Richter?
Yes, it does.
You know why that truck stopped when they see Mr. Richter?
We thought he was going to throw beer bottles again.
Rewind it a little bit. So it kind of stops right there, right?
Yes.
Go ahead. Don't stop. Okay, it's still standing there, right? At that moment,
Yes.
at that moment, what was going in your mindset, if anything?
I just didn't know what his intentions were. He's back, he'd come back out again. He has another weapon in his hand again. I just don't know. We couldn't trust this guy, anything about this guy. Because to leave the parking lot was actually to back up and to go that way.
Okay. Well, I want to ask you, go ahead. So we see the truck backing up there, correct, sir?
Right.
Stays there for a little bit, then it backs up, right?
Yes.
It continues to back up?
Well, we were gonna drive forward and go to the side there and leave that way towards what would be Alexis Road, but we didn't feel safe driving that way, so we decided to back, keeping our eyes on him, back all the way around the parking lot, out the other exit on actually Telegraph Road.
So you backed out this way, up the road is right here somewhere?
Yeah, Telegraph Road, yes.
You could have just left in the parking lot right here, right? And just exited, correct?
Yeah, yes, because it's right there in the corner, yes.
Okay, so you decided just to back up, right? You guys decided to back up.
Yes.
And you said that was just to keep an eye on him?
Yes, yes.
Again, even at that stage, did you still fear for your body's safety or for safety?
Yes, yeah.
Good. Mr. Wimpey, I'm going to hand you what's been proposed as Defendant's Exhibit F. Can you please look at that?
Yes.
Do you know who this individual is?
This is Mr. Richter.
Okay. Is there a fair and accurate description of what you've seen that evening, Mr. Richter?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I'll move to admit and publish to the jury the picture of Mr. Arthur Richter.
Prior objection being noted, any further objections?
No.
All right, so it'll be admitted. So we have admitted this one. There it is.
Is this Mr. Richter, sir?
Yes, it is.
Is this the individual that was coming at you with a weapon,
Yes.
with beer bottles,
Yes.
pool sticks?
Yes.
Was he angry?
To say the least, yes.
Was he furious?
Yes.
And you didn't know why?
No, I do not know why.
Mr. Wimpey, when you woke up that morning, did you say to yourself, hey, today it's a good day to commit murder?
No.
Did you say to yourself, today is the day I'm going to knock someone out and possibly put them in the hospital?
No.
Did you want anything to do with what transpired that evening?
No, I didn't.
Looking back at it now, Mr. Wimpey, is there anything that you could have done even possibly different than what transpired at that time? What was going through your mindset that evening?
Not with the brew house. Other than that, no.
One last question, Mr. Wimpey. Did you kick Mr. Vasquez when he was on the ground?
No, I did not.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Can I see counsel briefly? Offer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just before 1 o'clock. In a normal situation, we would just go ahead and go right into cross-examination. However, we've been in need of a break for a while. I asked the parties if they would like to continue on with the cross-examination. Proceed, however, that in deference, they do want to take the jury a break if you would like. So if you'd like to take your lunch break now, we can take the lunch break. If you'd like to go ahead and hear the rest of the testimony at this point, we can do that as well. Can you guys just look at each other and give each other a thumbs up and tell me what you want to do?
We'd like a break, Your Honor.
That's fine. All right, thank you. We're going to go ahead and take, do you feel as if you could wrap it up in that 30 to 45 minute time range? Okay. Let's shoot for being back in the courtroom by 1:30, give or take a few moments, and you are in recess and trying to hear admonitions. Excuse me.
All rise for the jury.
Yes, you can be seated, and sir, you can step down. Just to let you know, sir, you are a sworn witness. As much as it feels that you can discuss this case with counsel, you are under oath and you are sworn. So, gentlemen, do not talk about the case, instruct them how to answer any next questions or anything like that. And sir, you cannot inquire of counsel about how I did or what might I say if I'm asked this. So you do have to just keep it to, I'm going to go get something to eat and I'm ready to go. Things like that. Okay.
Your Honor, I would not discuss the case with you.
I knew you wouldn't, but I just have to put it on record. Thank you.